Shalom, family. Good to see everybody here. Yeah, this is going to be a big Joe Biden weekend. I can just feel it. So it's going to be a lot of videos out because, it was bad enough that he had big blunders during the debate. Now he'd have messed up at the NATO summit. And there is something that has recently come out from a Black radio host that interviewed Joe Biden in Milwaukee. And he brought up a few things that I want y'all to hear. which was very interesting. But they're all sitting around trying to act all brand new. Oh, the I got a video coming out a little later today, like around 2, where the Democrats are angry at Joe Biden's aides, saying they have covered this whole thing up about how bad he declined. I said, "You know what? The Democratic Party is full of crap." Now, y'all sat up on Capitol Hill, and you mean to tell me nobody interacted with Joe Biden other than aides? I don't believe that. I think they all took part in covering up what's wrong with Joe Biden. And the Republicans, they've done this mess too. They did it with Ronald Reagan. They said Ronald Reagan would go out in left field, and sometimes they would have to rush him off of the mic because he would just go completely out in left field. And then didn't we all witness what happened to Mitch McConnell? He froze at the mic multiple times and he had some pretty bad falls, right? And aren't the Republican Party still pushing him along? So, no, y'all got a history on both sides of doing this when these people should have retired. When Mitch was doing all that freezing at the mic, the next thing that should have been done is his retirement. But y'all still got him there. So, really, it's problematic on both sides. There is no side that can claim they're not doing this because they're all doing it. When it comes down to these Geritol people, they should have been pushed out of the party. So, look, let's go over what a Black radio host has said after interviewing Joe Biden. I'm going to share my screen. All right. All right. So, Joe Biden, the last time he was in Milwaukee, did an interview at a radio station. And you're going to hear what happened during this interview. And the campaign aides had this man scrub segments out where Joe Biden either started babbling out in left field or he just went completely incoherent. And he was talking about the blacks in his administration. So they had all of that edited out. So Milwaukee radio station admits that it scrubbed multiple Biden remarks from an interview. And it was at the request of the campaign's aide of Joe Biden. So that tells me then people knew. People knew all of this about Joe Biden. And they're trying to act all shocked out in the media. Y'all faking the funk on this one. So a Milwaukee radio station admitted Thursday it had edited a taped interview with President Biden at his campaign's request to remove references touting the number of blacks in his administration. And he went on this incoherent commentary on the Central Park Five. That's what Joe Biden did during this interview, y'all. That's what he did. So, Civic Media, this is a radio network. It broadcasted 81-year-old Joe Biden on July 3rd. He was there for an interview with Earl Ingram, who you see in the picture, and said the decision by the program was to scrub the remarks prior to airing the interview on the 4th of July. Ugh. Real journalism just don't exist anymore. They should have put it all out there unfiltered. That's my opinion. I mean, if something is wrong with Joe Biden, then it should have been all out there for everyone to hear. Everyone. I want the uncut version too. I want to hear what all his incoherent babbling was. So, according to him, it was how many blacks were in his administration, and he went babbling off about the Central Park Five, which is weird. So, I mean, did the station have the right to, say, hey, we're not going to alter anything? I guess they did. So the station is WAUKAM. The host, Earl Ingram, was one of Biden's first media engagements following his poor performance at the June 27th CNN presidential debate. So he had the debate, and this was the first interview after the debate. The revelations of the requested edits come as the press corps, frustrated by how the White House has handled their questions about Joe Biden's health. And, he can't handle, just looking at him at that NATO summit, he can't handle a press conference, y'all. He can't. He can't, especially when he called Kamala VP Trump. You don't know the name of your vice president? He really shouldn't be up there doing interviews at all. So on the civic media in Wisconsin, it's a Wisconsin-based radio network, it edited clips, and the entire unedited interview is on its website. Good. I'm going to go over there and listen to the unedited version of this interview. So what they broadcasted on the 4th of July over the radio network was the edited interview, but they said if you want to listen to unedited, just go to their website. Again, they're WAUKAM out of Milwaukee. The edited clips, it said, included Biden saying, and in addition to that, I have more blacks in my administration than any other president. Boy, do you notice how him and Donald Trump talk that way? Donald Trump talks that way too. I've done more for the blacks than any other president other than, what did he say, Abraham Lincoln. They both talk like that. So he goes on to say all other presidents combined and in major positions, cabinet positions. Another clip included the removal of a reference to former President Donald Trump's called for the death penalty for the so-called Central Park Five. So he goes on to say, I don't know if they even called for the hanging or not, but he then said, convicted of murder. This is what Biden said. Let me say that again. This is what Biden said. I don't know if they even called for their hanging or not, but they said convicted of murder. Biden said. That's what he said. And that was edited out. That was edited out. The Biden campaign spokesperson acknowledged that it had asked the radio station to edit the interview. Hosts have always been free to ask questions and air the segments they think will best inform their listeners, the spokesperson said. Civic Media CEO Sage Wells said in a statement that the station was made aware on Monday that immediately after the phone interview was recorded, the Biden campaign called and they requested 2 edits to the recording before it aired. So, y'all, they know something is wrong with Biden. You don't do that if you know a person is okay. They know something's wrong with Biden and got that man out here running for reelection. Okay, so given the gravity of the current political moment, the stakes in this election, and the importance of public scrutiny of public officials in the highest office, we believe it is important to share this information. Well said. Well said. Management determined that the production team at the time reviewed the edits as non substantive and broadcast and published the interview with two short segments removed. He added that the civic media disagrees with the team's judgment in the moment and that they are clarifying their internal policies to ensure that everyone in the organization understands the standards we expect for live and pre-recorded interviews. Despite the edits, they're saying they stand by Earl Ingram and his team, saying that the edits were made in good faith, even if leadership at Civic Media disagree with the decision. So I don't know if any of you heard about this. Chances are you did not hear about this. There was a radio host out of Philadelphia. Right after the debate, she came on air and said that they pre-selected the debate questions for Joe Biden. She got fired for coming on the air and saying that. So earlier this week, another radio host, Andrea Lawful Sanders, so she was let go from a Philadelphia radio station, WURD, after she told CNN that her post debate interview with President Joe Biden included questions that were pre selected by Biden's campaign team. WURD later said they had parted ways with Lawful Sanders over the incident. Well, I don't doubt that. I believe all of Joe Biden's interviews, they already pre-select the questions, not just for the debate, but I I believe for virtually all of his interviews. So, y'all, this just makes it even worse. But like I said, I'm gonna get over there and listen to the unedited version that they have on their website, and I'm gonna listen to it in its entirety and hear his blunders myself. So everybody, thank you so much for being here. I see somebody gave Jane Smith. Thank you for becoming a new channel member. Thank you. Thank you. Uh-huh. So y'all, let me I don't have the link. I'm going to have to look up the radio station for Milwaukee. I'm going to look it up. And hold on. Let me see if I can look it up right now because it does tell you what radio say. I probably can just put in the radio host name, Earl Ingram, and get the station. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it. Okay. Here it is, Civic Media. see if I can get this. They said it was on the 3rd and it aired on the 4th. Special exclusive interview with Joe Biden. Hold on, let me put this link in the chat. All right. You know what? Let me show it to you on the screen too. I will do that as well. Right here it is right here. Special exclusive interview with President Joe Biden. And this is the Earl Ingram show. He was the radio host that interviewed Joe Biden. Here is the link. There it is. Right there, y'all. Just copy and paste that. And you should be able to get to this page. So I am going to sit and listen to this interview. And they said the unedited version is on the website. And I just see, the special exclusive interview with Joe Biden, and then interview with President Joe Biden in 1 hour. All right. Well, I guess I got a lot of listening to do, right? And so do you if you're going over there with me. So, y'all, I really do appreciate our time together. And I am waiting right now. I may be able to list the Batana oil today. I'm just waiting for my labels to come in. Boy, I tell you what, when you walk in the room, that stuff got such a strong smell. I mean, it's not bad. You kind of get used to it. Some people say it smells smoky. Some people say it smells like food. I guess everybody got their own opinion, but you really can smell it. Am I a tether? No, honey. My family is from America. I'm not a tether. Try again, OM. Try again. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And OM, if you're gonna come at me with an insult, you're gonna have to do a hell of a lot better than that. That was weak, very weak. Peace, family.